It's a future where Islam is going to become not only the predominant faith, but in many ways the solution to humanity. For all my Muslim friends and some of the people that I'm very close to, I don't want you to think that this is an endorsement of the Muslim faith. My name is Marvin Del Valle. I'm actually a Catholic. By definition, that will make me a Christian. But I am here to tell you and to deliver a message, pretty much to cast a vision about the future. And what that future looks like is a future where Islam is going to become not only the predominant faith, but in many ways the solution to humanity. For all my Muslim friends and some of the people that I'm very close to, I don't want you to think that this is an endorsement of the Muslim faith. It's just something that appears to be so self-evident that I think that some of us have to have a conversation in that direction. I think that the way we tilting right now, the way humanity is developing, from politics to economy to many delicate issues that deals with what it means to be a decent member of society, at some point is going to require a very strong correction. And it's not going to be the orthodoxy of the Jewish faith. It's not going to be the level of tolerance that comes from Hinduism, Buddhism, or Taoism. And it's definitely not going to be through the sometimes false mercy that comes, or incredible acceptance, levels of acceptance that comes from the Christian faith. Painful to say that, right? It should be a situation where, love and kindness should be always the predominant factor to give direction. But that's not necessarily the case. In some cases, you need something, a way of doing things that would be strong enough, forceful enough, to the extent of actually forcing the correction. And this is one of those moments that as people, we are getting to the point where certain levels of correction are needed. And I think that Islam today is positioning itself as a faith that is willing to fight for what they believe. They're going to stand their ground. They're going to go out there and not only make an argument, but they will actually go and fight for it. And some of these forced corrections that are needed are going to have to come from a centralized way of thinking. They're going to have to come from deeply rooted values that go beyond just reasonable concept about right or wrong. It's going to have to be connected to something that is obviously close to the divine or divine principles, if you want to embrace it from that perspective. A lot of people would potentially get alarmed about what I'm saying right now, but I do want you to be invited to look into it as a potential reality for our near future. Islam is a faith that is growing aggressively, is about to become the largest faith in the globe. I think that the way they are doing it is being done unapologetically. A very clear position about where they stand about everything: relationship with God, relationship with family, relationship with other people, relationship with right and wrong, relationship with good and bad. And so the position is so clear, so strong, so deeply rooted, and willing to force changes, which at some point is absolutely needed, which is going to be the only reason why they are going to be the only faith that is going to have the ability to continue to grow at that rate aggressively. And therefore, they will be the ones that are going to control the narrative of morality. They are going to control the narrative of how civil civics should function. They're going to control the narrative of how politics, how economy, and at some point, especially for the many people that opened the door for this to become a reality in the United States, And I say this because, with a little bit of reservation, I'm not trying to offend anybody, especially any of my friends from the Muslim faith, but a lot of the things that happen in this country, especially from a political group that decided to become very Muslim or very Islam friendly and has done just about everything and anything to open the doors. It appears to me, as I look through history and as I look through the process, that it's not something that was done necessarily because they believe that Islam is either the best religion or the best way of either raising a family or practicing religion itself. I think that it was mostly done because it was an anti-Christian position to take. I think it was mostly done because sometimes people believe deeply that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And so they decided to open the door just because many people that didn't agree with many of the Christian principles said, well, how about we introduce a counterbalance? I will not agree to accept the argument that it is a better religion. I will agree to be respectful about the fact that it's a religion that is growing. And I'm also extremely respectful about the fact that they are going to do something no other religion is willing to do, which is to fight for their position. To the people that decided to open the door for that to happen, this is going to be one of those I told you so type of moments. It's going to be one of those be careful what you wish for type of moments. Hopefully what we are going to experience is the most tolerant and open and engaging and more acceptable version of Islam, and not the extreme version of it. Because if you think that you've seen some extreme Christians, then you have an incredible surprise coming your way. At the end of the day, what I do hope to see is at least something or someone willing to fight to make certain corrections before we really go wrong about so many other things. I look at the history of religion. I think that Christianity many years ago was able to get past their dark ages. Unfortunately, Islam is not quite out of it in many areas of the planet. And I think that we are going to experience some of that here. I just wanted to make this little video, especially but actually for two reasons specifically. One of them, like I said, is self-evident. For me, I was thinking about this, really having a conversation with some very interesting people. And we asked the question, what do you think the future of religion is going to look like, right? Doesn't appear to be that the strength of the Catholic Church is there. It looks like it's fragmenting more and more by the minute. It doesn't look like the Orthodox side of Christianity is going to have the capability to grow and keep together a message at the level that the Catholic Church has. I mean, the difference between one group and the other is overwhelming, even though I have some Orthodox friends that believe that they are the largest group. The fact of the matter is that it's 11.1 billion to 1.2 billion Catholics, and then everybody else. I don't think it's going to be the Protestant church, just because there is really no clear centralized position, as much as the Protestant church has made an effort to bring these things together. And and even though Islam also has some level of division, is nowhere near what many other religions are going through or experiencing. So that in one end, historically, and based on the reality of both religions, and asking the question of what do you think the future is going to look like, I come to that conclusion, and I wanted to highlight it from that perspective. The second thing is, like I said before, there were reasons, even for my Muslim friends, who I say this with a great deal of respect, a lot of these relationships or a lot of these invitations were created or were actually done not so much to support what Islam stands for. As a matter of fact, I promise you, my Muslim brothers and sisters, that what you are going to experience is going to be the same level of dislike and maybe even hate that some people are having against Christianity right now, just because in reality they really don't like religion or embrace anything that will be connected to God. So you will be the next one to experience that as of this moment, and I know that some of you already have, but that is connected to the reality that it was never a process that was opening the door to say, here's a new good religion that's going to take us to God, as much as it was, here's a religion that's going to contrast and it's going to weaken and it's going to make it more difficult for the other one. So I cannot wait to see. I definitely have my popcorn ready to see where this is going to develop, and I cannot wait to go to certain people and say, I told you so. Be careful what you wish for, because it might just come through. And I'm respectful of what everybody else will actually believe out there. But this is a very interesting times, and I hope that especially those people that open the door to this kind of evolution of the presence of very large religions and the development of who will become the main religion of the country. I hope they actually understand what the outcome is going to be, because I'm pretty sure that most of them have no idea. Looking forward to hopefully give you an update at some point about where we're going, how these religions are growing, what aspect of who is going to have the greatest impact on how society operates and why it's going to be part of the conversation. And that's precisely because I truly believe that Islam will have a greater impact on how society is going to behave at some point. It's the only reason why I'm saying I think that day is almost here. And so congratulations to my Muslim brothers and sisters for growing at the rate that you are growing. I think that at the end, humanity is going to need some of the fundamental principles that you are introducing through your faith. And so I think that at the end, there will be more good than bad. So, but hopefully everybody will learn how to process it from the right perspective and from the right reasons. With that being said, that is my humble opinion. Looking forward to hearing your comments. What do you think about it? What do you think? Will that be a good thing if Islam, if United States, by 2050 is a Muslim country? If it would be a good thing if by 2050 Italy and Rome and the Vatican is a mosque opposed to being a Christian basilica? What do you think? What do you think should happen? But what do you really honestly think would be the future development of these religions? Looking forward to hearing from you. All right, peace.